Okay, so Coachella, The Weeknd, and Kanye, what do they have in common? An $8 million check, which I think is remarkable. Like the $8 million is remarkable, but we have to compare the two and why Kanye was going to be paid $8 million and The Weeknd wants that $8 million check. But to look into all of these, I think we have to understand these two artists. These artists, we have to understand these two different artists and what they bring to the table. And we're just gonna see why this $8 million is on the table, and we're gonna talk about why they believe why the Weeknd believes they is owed $8 million. But we're also gonna talk about why Kanye was getting paid $8 million, right? And this might be a longer episode because these two have a lot to impact on the culture of music. So it may take a while to talk about these two artists in detail. But let's see if we have any classes real quick.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
So this is practically going to be up for debate of who do you think is owed the $8.6 million or $8 million to perform at Coachella? Because originally it was The Weeknd and Travis Scott. However, either Kanye pulled out of $8 million or Coachella dropped him because of the current news situation. And so everyone is saying that The Weeknd should have. So there are some people liking that The Weeknd is taking Kanye's spot. However, the price point of $8 million comes into play because they're both very talented. But I think I understand The Weeknd's concept of if you were going to pay him $8 million, why won't you just pay me the money you're going to pay him? Because we have the same catalog, and I'm here to say they have similar catalogs. But The Weeknd, so currently, The Weeknd has 17 Billboard top 17 songs, and he's nominated for them. So he believes after Hours, and everyone liking After Hours, and it having a good response from the audience, but also Don FM, which I think he got a radio station to help him with that. But the feedback he got from both of them albums, he's probably feeling himself egoly wise because he has good albums. Like he's known for doing The Crew with the Drake. He's known for I think it's the album where Kissland is on it, and Weeknd did great work there. But I think overall, so we're gonna be looking at Beauty Behind the Madness, which I think is I could argue is one of the Weeknd's best albums, or one of his most favorite albums, because of the song Often in Hills and I Can't Feel My Face, which came out in 2015. But I think that's why I understand he's like, well, I have hits. I have the same number of hits as Kanye, which gets a little shaky when you think, okay, so we're 3 albums in, and he's up there. The House of Balloons is another good album of his, but it doesn't get enough praise for it. But it's a very decent song, a decent album by The Weeknd. But that was also in 2005, 2015. And then we have the legendary Starboy album, where The Weeknd talks about, love in a sense of that, and My Dearest Melody, which I think are, like I said, The Weeknd's top 3 albums for me, without a doubt, are My Dearest Melodies, House of Balloons, and Starboy. Right, with After Hours being a close second, but I like Dawn a little bit more than After Hours, right? So I get it. He's like, I have 17 songs. I have songs that could go for like 2 hours if I did a show. My set, no matter how long my set is, I can. There won't be any fillers in that set. However, This is where my problem falls when I'm saying they're similar, but they're not exactly the same. Kanye has a lot of for $8 million. It depends on what Kanye was gonna play, because Kanye has The Graduation, he has Watch the Throne with Jay Z, he has the Blueprint credits, he has Late Registration, he has College Dropout, he has My Dark Twisted Fantasy, and each of those albums in their own right, in their own mind, hold up to a classic that Kanye has, right? Or holds up to the standard of Kanye being great. But he also has songs. He also produced songs for Mary J. Blige, Jay Z, an album for Jay Z, Method Man, Mariah Carey. Like the list goes on of what Kanye has done from a producer standpoint. Pusha T. Like we've seen it from a producer standpoint where we've never seen before. Like Rick Ross was saying when Kanye did the Devil's the Devil in a Red Dress or Evil Dress. I cannot remember the exact title, but we get to see Kanye be a producer and see him make songs that everyone, and even if you haven't heard of Kanye, you hear songs like Jesus Walks, and it'll it'll entice people to dance. Anything from the Graduation album, where it could be Big Brother, it can be. I think it could be a lot of different. Like I think it's Big Brother. Is Big Brother. Is Champion as Stronger as I Wonder. There's Flashing Lights. There's nothing. You can't tell me nothing. There's Good Life featuring Lil Wayne, right? But then you go back to further of Kanye's catalog, and you get songs like You Hear Him Say, where Kanye just goes at a song for like a cool 3 or 4 minutes, right? And he's talking. Or we have a song where if you're dealing with loss or love, you have Roses. The Weeknd doesn't have that. He has relationship songs. But Kanye has songs with Brandy, Cameron, um, Jamie Foxx, Jay Z, himself, Cameron, Consequence, and overall you could argue that these songs are outdated or these albums aren't that good. But he also has songs with Pusha T, Rick Ross, Kid Cudi, and you can say Kid Cudi's under his label and Pusha T's under his label, so of course he's gonna work with them. But he got them on a song, so I think catalog wise, Kanye can even go Christian. Now, if you think he's full of himself for the faith, or if you think, well, Kanye's faith isn't genuine, that's always up for interpretation. He has Ye, which we haven't even gotten to. He also has Yeezus and 808 and Heartbreak, which 808 and Heartbreak might be his most beloved album overall. Like Graduation is the top second, but 808 and Heartbreak or Dark Twisted Fantasy, those are the albums that people loved. Like you might not like Kanye music, but those are 3 albums he can play, and each album has at least 20 songs on them, front and back of the cover, so you can enjoy the album with the full experience. The Weeknd has a few albums that last 24 songs or 20 songs with 15 tracks, right? But he doesn't have that many features, and when he does a feature, it's rare. Like when he did a Bryson Tiller feature, it's rare. Like he can't really pick from a lot of features or do a lot of things. Like I said, King of Fall is a great song, not well known, right? The Weeknd, like I get it. Like I do think the Weeknd should maybe get let's talk $5.6 million for performing at Coachella, but I can't see $8.8 million. I think the reason they were going to pay Kanye $8 million is because of the records and album that he owns or owns part of, right? Because he can play anything from good music too, which I think is amazing to me. Because you never know the features that he will come out with for $8 million. And Kanye is Kanye. People say a Kanye show is crazy. I haven't been to a Kanye show personally, But I think that is why $8 million for Coachella is why Coachella doesn't pay $8 million to the weekend, but for Kanye will because it's a Kanye appearance. I think Kanye's appearance fee is like $2 million. Um, so I get it. $8 million isn't that far off. The weekend's appearance fee, I'm not really sure what it is, right? But I think that's the overall reason why they won't pay it because I don't think they don't think he has the catalog or the fans that'll show up to Coachella to do it. Like Kanye fans, they're fans of other music. They could be Kid Cudi, they could be Playboy Cardi, they could be like he has a very huge selection of fans. The Weeknd has very the Weeknd can probably sell out a show for himself, right? But I don't know if you're a Weeknd fan. Are you a Weeknd fan? Are you gonna go to a concert where it's not only the Weeknd, but it could be Playboy Cardi, Jordan Lucas? Like, it's very rare, but they know Kanye can get publicity to go to it because they send from his Donda too. His Donda listening parties that he's done 3 times, 3 times in the same city, and they always seem to be packed. And I think that's the thing. They want a lot of people to come to Coachella, and I think that's another reason they were willing to pay Kanye $8 million, right? And you never know what you're gonna expect from a Kanye show or what Kanye would say about Coachella or anything. And I think that's what they need. And the Weeknd is more. I'm more filtered. I'm not gonna say anything wrong. I'm gonna have fun in the venue, and I'm gonna enjoy the venue while I'm at it, but also make sure the fans enjoy the experience. So that's why I stand on should the Weeknd get $8 million or why is Kanye getting $8 million? I think it's what they carry in their catalog, but also their personal personality. So and their feature list. I think that's what it comes down to, and I think that's why $8 million seems steep to Coachella, even though the Weeknd has 17 songs on the top Billboard charts. And if we look at Billboard charts, we could lose that, but I don't know if they're looking at numbers and package deals of how each song was sold or how the albums were sold. And that's a whole other thing. Bundles. Kanye doesn't do bundles, and I know some artists do bundles where if you buy a Mountain Dew, you could possibly get that song, or if you do Sprite, you can personally get that song. Like bundles have been done before, or so I get what they're saying, but number wise, I don't know. The Weeknd's a great artist. He's a very popular artist, but people wonder if he can bring the same attraction to Coachella that Kanye can, and I don't know. I don't know without a large area with a large area without a large area of era, I cannot tell you for certainty that the Weeknd can carry the same amount of crowd that Kanye can. And I really do think that's what it is. I think it comes down to 4 things: feature list, catalog, personality, and audience. Like I think that's all it comes down to. And I don't know if the Weeknd marks all the boxes that Kanye did because Kanye is a producer and an artist, which I think is rare, but I think he can hold his own. So overall, I think I see why the $8 million is debatable from Coachella, but also debatable for the Weeknd because he feels like that's what he should be paid, and rightfully so. He should be getting paid a lot of $1 million, not $3 million, like I saw someone say. But I'll go 5.6. Right? It's a weird thing to think about, but I think a lot of people don't think about it daily. So hope you guys don't like me like rambling about who deserves $8.6 million. But I think that's what I've come to.